what I like to do is I like to do another video response to Henry May and some of the claims that he's made in his video on video response to Leroy Blevins, basically about my research. Henry, you forgot to put an S at the end of my name. Anyway, here we go. We're going to go over this one step at a time. We're going to hear what Henry May had to say, and I want to respond to his questions.
This is a bit of a video response to a recent YouTube video that's come out from Leroy Blevins. Leroy Blevins has done quite a bit of research into the Patterson-Gimlin film.
That's true.
And the things that he has come up with is that he believes the film is a hoax. And the reasons he believes the film is a hoax is he claims that he can see more than one person in the background on the film itself. That's one of the main reasons why he thinks the film is a hoax.
We're going to stop there. That is not the main reason why I think the film is a hoax. I claim the film is a hoax, and from my research that I've done on the film was just not looking at the object in general, which is the Bigfoot, making a copy, a close copy, I'm not going to say exact copy, but a close copy of the suit, doing research on the film, finding things I found in the film, doing a test I did. That's the reason why I know it is a hoax. It is a man in a suit. Just not the reason that Henry claimed here, because the other people I found in here shows that it was editing done to the film itself when they took the people out. People's call this the S tree, and trees don't move, trees don't walk. I've got other videos posted out there to where I show this, the man they took out. That part there is just only a little part of the research I've done. There's more to the research that I found to show it to be a hoax than just that one main reason. That's not the main reason because of the other people they took out of the film. It's all the things I've tested on, everything I've done, everything I've read, everything I've gone over, interviews that I've gone over by the people in general themselves. So I want to verify that that's not the main reason why I think it is a hoax.
But he also believes it's a hoax because of other factors, such
That's
as
right.
he thinks that he believes that he's been able to recreate the suit exactly, the supposed suit, and the supposed footprints and things like that. He recently came out with a video called "Fake Tracks in the Patterson-Gimlin Film." And in the video, he showed his costume foot. He showed the foot from the costume that he made.
Right here.
The Patterson-Gimlin, the supposed match for the Patterson-Gimlin film.
Did not say it was a match.
He showed the foot for the costume. He also showed where a cast where he showed a cast that he made, which allegedly showed dermal ridges, allegedly showed a mid-tarsal break, that the mid-tarsal break could be done with a flexible costume foot. And he claims that this all but debunks Jeff Meldrum and his work on the footprints. But, you know, the thing is...
I'm going to stop it there for a minute. Here is the foot from my costume. It is very flexible, even when you got it on. See, as you step, it's very flexible. There's a strap inside to hold your shoe in place. Now, this has got a cover of cloth over top of it. One, I want to specify, I did not say I'm debunking Jeff Meldrum's work. That's one thing I never did say. In the video that he's talking about, I didn't say it. I'm debunking Jeff Meldrum's claims or anything else. I'm debunking Jeff Meldrum. No, I'm not. I'm saying it can be done. It's not making claims in words. I'm showing these things, just like the foot. I'm showing there's a lot of flexing in the foot. As we see here, when you're stepping, there can be a lot of flexing in it. Here's the cast print, which it broke on me. But here's the cast print. Here's the cast print, excuse me. Told you it broke. There is dermal ridging that can be seen in this footprint. Even though they claim, I'm supposedly claiming, it's not a claim. A claim is something that you're going to make, but you have nothing to show for it. That's a claim. My research, I don't just make the claim and say, here you go, in words. I'm showing something to back my claims up. Here is the footprint that shows the break in the middle of the foot. Does show dermal ridging in it. This is something you can touch, you can feel, you can see. You can take a magnifying glass and see the dermal ridging, which I'll see if we can do it this way. You see the dermal ridging in the foot cast. It's not something that's, it's a fake cast that I made with this foot here. It is a fake cast. However, it does show dermal ridging. This is not a claim. This is called fact. Okay? A claim is, like I said, is something that you cannot prove. It's just a claim. It's just words. Or it's just a theory. I took the time to make the cast, do my test in making cast prints and footprints. Just like I've also did test on with somebody in both shoes. I've got video of that, which I posted before, that shows that a man running, even on a hillside, even in snow, the tracks go anywhere from 64 inches stride or 72-inch stride. So these tests that I do is not debunking other people's research. Okay, I'm not trying to debunk other people's research. I'm analyzing a film in general, one film in general. That's it. That's all I'm doing. And I'm looking for proof that if it was real or if it was a hoax. Now, if it was real, then none of these things can be accomplished. A fake footprint with dermal ridging and a break in the middle should not have been able to be done. That's why I do the test. However, the test does prove that it can be done. Making a costume. No one for years in the research field that's done research on this has ever even attempted to see if they can make either a closed costume or a costume that has bulk where it shows muscle movement. No one's never attempted that. However, I attempted it and I accomplished it. So yes, a suit can be made, and even in 1967, fake foot cast and fake footprints can be made by man. That's why I do the test. These are facts. These are not claims. These are not theories or anything else. These are real facts because you can feel it. You can look at it. You can. I'll use this part here. This is the top of the foot. Like I said, I'll hold it here, and even you can see the dermal ridging if you can. I don't know if you can or not on this, but let me see. Let me go behind here, and I'll hold the cast print up here, where you can see the dermal ridging on the cast. You see, there's dermal ridging on this cast. I showed it in the video here. This is not a claim. This is called fact.
It's just a claim. And Mr. Blevins, as much as I respect him, he can't back it up.
I just did.
I mean, he can make the claim all he wants to that, a fake foot can produce a metatarsal break and a fake foot can produce dermal ridges and things like that. He can make that claim all day long. Doesn't mean it's true.
I'm going to stop it there. You see, this is what I'm talking about, Henry. You're making a statement that you can't back. I can back it, but you can't. I showed you the fake foot. It's got flexing in it, and when it walks, you still have the flexing in it. I produced that foot. I produced the cast. I produced, once again, dermal ridging in this fake cast. I produced the mid-tarsal break right here in the foot. Okay, I produced it. Fact. Not a claim, but fact.
I'm in this case, I think I'm going to go with the scientist in this case, that being Jeff Meldrum.
Scientist. What is a scientist? Scientists for years are trying to claim this, claim that. How many times that scientist claimed the inner world is going to end? Just like everybody's going in uproar over this year on 2012, the end of the world because of Mayan calendar. They claimed this was going to happen in 2000, and other times they was going to claim that it happened. We're still here. But this is told by scientists, but we're still here.
Listen, I admire Mr. Blevins for what
he's attempting to do.
He's attempting to debunk the Patterson-Gimlin film.
When you attempt something, is when you don't accomplish it. You're attempting it, but you never accomplished it. I've already accomplished everything that I've claimed, I've shown. I've accomplished the footprints. I've accomplished a close copy of the suit. I accomplished a lot of things, not only in the PG film, but in other films as well.
He's been attempting it for quite a while now. And, I'm one of those types who is of the belief and of the opinion that even if the PG film is proven to be a hoax, that doesn't mean the Sasquatch does not exist.
One, like I said before, and when I talk to people, just because a PG film is a hoax doesn't mean Bigfoot's not real. Like I said before, I am not out to prove Bigfoot's not real because I am trying to find the proof to show people that they are real. That's why I did research on the PG film. Because of the pure simple fact of it is, I'm trying to find the proof. But when I did research on the PG film, all I found was more questions that can never be answered, more things that disclaim all the claims that they made. But we'll just continue on this right now.
But by the same token, I'm not convinced by anything that Mr. Blevins has done. I'm not convinced by his costume. I'm not convinced by the supposed mid-tarsal break that he was able to make with his costume foot. I'm not convinced. Because in 45 years, it'll be 45 years this upcoming October 20th, no one has been able to come up with a costume as good as what we see in the Patterson-Gimlin film.
Now, I know you retract your statement there, but it says no one could come good with a costume like they did in the Patterson-Gimlin film. Okay, as for me, if I was going to make a statement, I would say no one can make a close copy of the suit because there was no suit to be copied. That's how I would have stated it. However, you said no one can make a close copy of the suit they had in the Patterson film. Okay, there's still that chance of it being a costume, even in the people that believes in the film. Okay, because if I believe in something, I'm not going to say this or that. If I believe in Bigfoot, then it's, yeah, they're Bigfoot. They're real. Okay, 100%, not 80% or 95% or 60%. 100% you're going to get from me. When it comes to the film as being a hoax, 100% I'm going to say yes, it's a hoax. That's it. It's done and over with. Time to move on. However, people will not let this film go past the move on stage because of people believe in it so much that they, like I said, they call this the Holy Grail of Bigfoot, when it's not the Holy Grail. It's just a Holy Grail of hoaxes.
Nobody has come up with it. Not even you, Mr. Blevins. I'm sorry to say, even your costume has not been nearly as realistic and nearly as good.
Okay. When I made my costume, I wasn't looking for to be identical. Only one can make identical costume, as we see in the PG film, is the original maker of the suit itself. No one else is going to make a copy of it, identical copy of it. My copy is a close copy of it. Now, again, like I said, no one in the research field that did research on this film ever attempted to see if a copy of a suit can be recreated or if it can be done. It's just, no, it can't be done, there you go. What we're going on again by their facts is words. Words ain't called actually facts to me. Facts are what you can see, what you can feel, what you can touch, and what people's claims or theories or stories, them are not facts, them are just words. Excuse me. In Henry's video, I don't want to keep on making a whole video and stuff, he claims in here as well, if you don't believe me, you can watch it. He claimed BBC claimed they made a copy of the suit. Again, we're going with media, we're going with words. BBC never did or ever did, even I got a copy of that documentary, claim that they made a exact copy of the Patterson suit. They never did make that claim. That claim was made up by people in the Bigfoot research field. BBC never claimed that. They also claimed that they paid $500,000 for that suit. No. In the documentary itself, it stated that let's get an actor, put him in a suit, use the same exact camera and the same distance, and see if you can see any details of a man in a suit. And as they filmed it, they said, no, you cannot see if they're, from the distance and the camera and the way it was shaking and stuff, you could not see no details to see if it was a man in a suit or not. They did not claim to make an exact copy of the suit. That is just another story that's added on, like people's done over the years, kept on adding more things to the story. However, in the BBC, it also states in there where Bob Gimlin claimed that, hey, it could have been a hoax. Bob Gimlin's words, not my words. People say him, like in this video here, he said you got the two eyewitness accounts. Henry made a claim, two eyewitness accounts. And that's Roger Patterson and Bob Gimlin. Roger Patterson, he's passed away. God rest his soul, And Bob Gimlin's testimony, Bob Gimlin has changed his story so many times. And in my other videos where I pointed out what he said in BBC, what he could have been hoaxed. Okay, or it could have been hoaxed because he's older and wires and seen a lot of things. Then in their story that he says, well, he did have nothing to do with the camera. This is Bob Gimlin saying this. He had nothing to do with the camera. Roger had a camera with him all the time. He don't even know how to use a camera and stuff. So who filmed Roger Patterson at Buff Creek? Okay, he can't have these answers, okay? He's got no answers for him. But Bob Gimlin's making these statements. Just like in the story they tell. Him and Roger Patterson went to Mount St. Helens. And then when he got back, he got a phone call. However, the same story is told in this book from 1966. But it supposedly happened in 1967. So we cannot base our research on these eyewitness accounts or testimonies. Okay? That is not called research. If you want to call research, let's take what they claim and see if it can be done. That's called research. Okay? Just like when people, okay, we're going to say Jeff Meldrum made the claim, or anybody else made a claim, that a fake footprint, a big footprint cannot be made or faked if it's got dermal ridging in it, or anything else like that. I've already proved it can be done. As far as backing up my claims as he said, which I'm going to show right here, and I'll zoom in. Okay, make sure we're still in frame here. I'll even zoom in. I made a close copy of the suit. Not a dead-on suit, but a close copy. The shoulders are the same. The height is the same. The buttocks is the same. The hands and the arms are the same. The legs are the same. Now the foot pad are different. However, everything else is identical. When I send this picture off, I actually sent a picture off to somebody one time, and it was a Bigfoot researcher, where I actually took my image and put it over this, and he could not tell the difference. He thought it was the creature still itself in the film. These are tests I do. Here is the side view. See my shoulder. See how this lines up. This is identical lineup. The bulk is identical lineup. The buttocks is identical lineup. Okay, my dome is just a little bit pointier than this one here, but you know, and people when does filming and stuff, they can always trim that off when they redo a film. The breast, perfect lineup, just like when I did the breast. I even showed a close copy of this, of the breast. I even outlined it, because here's the breast, it comes around. There's a nipple on the breast, right here. I even outlined it to show that mine does have breast on it. This is the head. The nose is identical. The eyes are identical. The dome is a little bit different. However, if we look at it from this point, they are identical. Okay, this is not imaginary. This is not making a claim or a statement or a theory. A theory and claims and stories, like I said, is just words, nothing to show for it. However, I have images to show this. Dermal ridging. Here, as you've seen on a costume, here's the foot. Here's a close-up, and here's a close-up where you can see the ridging, dermal ridging. And I showed in the cast the dermal ridging. Just like when I showed Bob Gimlin behind the brush. Even though people say, oh, that's not Bob Gimlin, that's nobody or anything else. There is a face there. Bob Gimlin claimed he was on his horse. However, the image showed Bob Gimlin behind the brush. Okay, a story is a testimony. I'm going to put it as you put it as well, testimony. A testimony is just a story. However, Bob Gimlin claimed he was on his horse the whole time. However, here we see Bob Gimlin behind a brush. Photo image is fact. That tells a true story. Photo tells a true story. A story is just a story. I even showed, and this is, like I said, more facts, more facts. This is why I said the stories change. The story's always going to change no matter what they say, no matter what they do. They're always going to tell a different story. Now what get me, I'm going to show this image here as well. These are shoes made by John Green. Now how did John Green knew how to do them shoes like that? Oh, they said he made a copy of the shoes that Ray Wallace made. However, I can understand somebody making a copy of it. But however, it's awful funny that I find that these are things I point out, these are things I see. How he has this one, not too much of a break in the ball of the foot, as this one is more deeper. The toe line, which is more rounded off than you would see in Ray Wallace's, they're more flat. And then the ridges and the toes. How the toes are designed. These got more details of what we see in the cast at the film site. Okay, than anything else. Just like I'm going to show, if I have the image, if I can pull up real quick, like I said, I don't want to make it take a long time doing this. Okay, I'm just trying to go over some things, like, okay, this newspaper clipping here, which I want to pull up real quick. We're going back on the stories and the testimony again. First article done, 1967, October 21st, first day after they filmed the Bigfoot. And it's printed in here where it says, Gimlin was astride an older horse, which is generally trail-wise but too reared and had to be released, running off to join their pack horse, which had broken during the initial moment of the sighting. So see, here we go again. Bob Gimlin claimed he was on his horse the whole time, but here's the first interview they done, and then they claimed the horse, Bob Gimlin, let his horse free too. So see, how can we base any truth or any facts on any of these stories? Just like people claim Bob Hieronymus. Well, he's a liar. He don't know what he's talking about. He's like, no one can't call him a liar. We weren't there. We had to go by his testimony. He passed polygraph not once but twice. And when I looked over the film myself, not only did I study the walk of the Bigfoot, okay, when it's by the side, I also studied the foot motion of the Bigfoot, and we'll notice that the Bigfoot pushes off on his right foot, same as Bob Hieronymus does, which I've shown that in some of my research in the past, where you'll see Bob Hieronymus pushing off with his right foot. Same as the Bigfoot does, it pushes off with his right foot. The left foot is normal. Goes straight up and down. But when the foot comes up, it cocks at an angle. He's pushing off with the right foot. Also, that creature does the same thing as Bob Hieronymus does when he walks. These are things that I look for. I'm not going to say this person's telling the truth, that person's telling the truth, or this is a lie or that's a lie, or I'm going to make this claim, I'm going to make that claim. When I make a claim, I show something for that claim. I said I made a close copy of the suit. I showed the suit. I said I can make a fake footprint that shows domal ridging and make with a fake footprint. I show it. That's called proof. I'm showing it. It's not a claim no more. It's called facts. Henry, you're a good man. Don't get me wrong. You are a very good person. I enjoy your videos. I enjoy talking to you when you do email me. I enjoy listening to your radio programs when you're on there. I think you're a very intelligent person. Okay, but when you're going to go and start talking about things that you don't even bother asking me first, like when you claim that one of the main reasons why I don't believe in the film, that I believe it's a hoax because of the other men I found in it. No, that wasn't it. I believe that the film was a hoax because of the test I've done, the research that I found, not only on the film itself, but in the background behind the scenes. The test I've done, okay, when someone's showing something, you can't sit there and say, well, that's their belief or that's their claim. Okay, you cannot make comments like that. When someone shows a fake foot like this, I'm going to use it as an example. Someone's showing a fake foot, and they're showing flexing in it, like I've been doing here. Okay? And then showing a cast print made from that foot, then showed dermal ridging that's in that footprint, and the mid-tarsal break in the footprint. This is a fake footprint. Now, I've actually had people write to me, email me. I can show you emails after emails that people says, why didn't you just go ahead and put the suit on? Did your own Bigfoot hoax? No one is going to know the difference. I would, because I'm not out to hoax people. I'm out in my research to show the truth, to tell the truth. That's why I always put at the end of my signatures, BBI, we not only tell the truth, we find the proof to show. That's why I put it on there, because I'm not out to hoax people. Just like last year, a video came out, Daddy Baby Bigfoot, that Facebook, Finding Bigfoot, claimed that it was me in my suit. And it was filmed in California. I'm in Kentucky. They said it was filmed during Labor Day weekend. Labor Day weekend, I was spending time here in Kentucky with my family because that's my son's birthday. July 3rd is my son's birthday. So I would not go out to California to do no hoax. Even though they claim so. See, again, they make the claim that it was me in my suit that was in this video was basically another lie. This is what I'm saying. The hoaxers themselves is the people in the Bigfoot world. There's a lot of people in the Bigfoot world is doing more hoaxes than people on the outside that's doing it. So what we got to do is we got to take these people and get rid of them. Get rid of these hoaxers, because if we don't get rid of these hoaxers, we're never going to get past to find the real evidence that's out there and the real proof that's out there. So these are why I do the research I do, and I post what I posted in my findings, because I cannot make a claim and say this is real and just leave it at that. I got to find out if it's real. I cannot say this is a real footprint unless I do tests and see if it can be done. So see, I cannot make claims unless if I could produce it, that means someone else can produce it. Okay? So that's why I do the test I do. I cannot say that this footprint is real. Why? Because if I can do it, someone else can do it. That is called real research. You don't need to be a scientist or a rocket scientist or anything else like that. Just like M.K. Davis. M.K. Davis is good. Everybody patted him on the back for his research and everything else. But as soon as he made one comment about there was a shooting, it looked like there's blood in film. Basically, that's all that's what M.K. Davis said. He seen blood in the film, or a red hole. Because at first, I'm going to retract that, because at first he did not say it was blood. It was a red hole. But all of a sudden everybody comes out with this massacre. And then they're pointing fingers at M.K. Davis saying, oh, you're the one who came up with massacre. No, M.K. Davis didn't. M.K. Davis said there's a red hole here. Then he said there was blood there. But he still did not say there was a bloodbath or a massacre or anything else like that. He was saying what's going on, but nobody would give him answers. Again, just like when I made contact, I tried to contact Bob Gimlin. He never contacted me back. If he was an honest man, why didn't he confront me in what I say? I made a video, I posted it. And I even posted a video stating that to anyone that sees this video, if Bob Gimlin will sit down with me and give me an interview one-on-one in front of a camera and do a polygraph in front of that camera, and if he's telling the truth 100%, I would turn over all my research on the PG film over to him. That's including the suit, the fake cast prints, and everything else. I've issued that challenge not only once but twice. A year ago and 3 years ago, I issued that challenge to Bob Gimlin. No answer. So see, these are things that gets me thinking, why? If he's got nothing to hide, and if he's telling the truth as everybody claims he is, why won't he call me? Okay? Why won't... All of the questions I mainly want to ask him is like, why is the story in the book that was told 1 year earlier? Why is his image seen behind the Bigfoot as it walked? Why in the story does it state that you had to set your horse free? See, these are things that other people will not ask him, or basically are they afraid to ask him, but I'm not. Why did he make a statement that he had nothing to do with the camera? Then who filmed Roger Patterson at Buff Creek? Why do you claim that he could have been hoaxed? Okay? And people's talking about accusing somebody. Bob Gimlin accused Roger Patterson of lying. Let me show you. Roger Patterson said him and a horse fell down to the ground. And, you know, he jumped up and he got the horse and stuff like that. But Bob Gimlin said, no, that didn't happen. So who's telling the truth? Was Roger Patterson telling the truth, or was Bob Gimlin telling the truth? So see, you'll find interviews like that. And just like the interview with John Green and did with Bob Gimlin, where he says, no, Roger was exaggerating. The horse did not fall down. It reared up, but that was it, and he slid right off the horse. Who's telling the truth? He made a statement against Roger Patterson. Roger Patterson ain't here to defend himself. God rest his soul. But see, who's lying? No one's going to tell you if they're lying or not. The most honest man can lie to your face without you even knowing it. And I was told as I was growing up, that's why I don't believe in lying, is because of a true lie becomes a truth eventually if you tell it so many times. To you, that lie will become the truth. That's been said quite a few times, not only by my father, my grandfather, but I've heard other grandfathers tell their kids the same thing. You tell lies so much and you tell the same lie over and over again, eventually it becomes the truth to that person. That's why you cannot base any of your research or anybody else's research on the stories that's told. Here's the proof that a footprint can be made, a fake one, with the dome ridging in it and the mid-tarsal break. It was made by this shoe here. I made a very close copy of the suit. Whether you want, you can say whatever you want. You can do whatever, you can say whatever you want. You can make any claim you want. You can make any accusations you want. However, my proof is what I can see, and I see my proof here. Like I said, Henry, you're a good man. I have nothing against you. It's just before you start making claims about other people's research, talk to them first. Get the story straight from that person, and not start making accusations on them, because that's what gets people in arguments. That's what gets people upset. I'm not upset about your video or anything else like that. I enjoy your videos, like I said. Just get your facts straightened first before you start making claims that you didn't get straight from that person themselves. Thank you.